Welcome. So this is my first long form YouTube video, and I'm so excited to show you guys my art process. That was a very popular choice in the poll that I posted quite a bit ago. And this is future me. I just want to say that this was supposed to be posted much sooner than now, but life happens and I have to focus on other things. But now I'm back. So, during this, I want to talk about every portion of my art process. It's very long, so strap in, but the outcome is really good, I think, and I'm very happy that I have found my art style, or at least I've found the style that I really enjoy drawing in. So I like to draw in Procreate. That's on my iPad. I use an iPad. I think it's like an iPad Pro, maybe an 11-inch. It's from like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And then I use the Apple Pencil. So yeah, usually what I like to do first is I like to do these rapid sketches. And what I mean by that is I don't try to spend too much time on a single sketch. If I do that, then I will start overthinking a lot of my lines or the placement of things and stuff like that. So I usually give myself less than, maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And during this, I just spit fire like as fast as I can, just getting everything that is in my brain onto my iPad. So this is a really funny portion of my drawing right here. So I typically don't really try poses just because I'm not super confident in them. But I decided that I didn't want to have this character just be like arms at their side and like head tilted. I just felt like that was very boring. So here I try to do this thing where they're holding the camera or like phone with both of their hands to take a selfie. And you'll notice that many times I go back and forth trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, because I'm doing this by eye. I didn't grab a reference. So here's where I got sick and tired of not knowing what I was looking at. So I got a reference image off of Pinterest. That was a really hard image to find, just FYI. But I'll lower the opacity of that image, put it underneath my drawing, and then I just kind of I traced it. Just because I couldn't do this by eye. So I got to a point where I was pretty happy with that, and just doing some little like adjustments just to really get the sketch exactly how I want it to look before I do the line art, because my line art and my sketch usually look the same. Here's where I was trying to figure out if I wanted to put my cow ears on this character, because I like cows a lot, and Frankie is me. There's like a persona of me. Ended up not doing that, just because it looks better with normal ears. And now this is when I do my block coloring. I put a new layer underneath the sketch layer. And this is where we start coloring. So I do have some brushes that I usually like to use for this. I literally just have like this this super big untextured block color or like brush, just so I can do things very quickly here. But I usually will fill in the entire character in a color that is very visible against the background. And then once I go all around, I will color drop that in to fill in the entire character. Now with that layer, I'll alpha lock it, and now I don't have to worry about anything really. So this is where I go back in and I'll color every section the correct color that it will be. And now it is time for my favorite part, the line art. So the brush that I use for my line art is the Narender pencil. That's the one I like to use. It just looks so good. It's so, just look at that. Ugh. It's the perfect combination between untextured, so like super smooth, and just enough texture. Something that I recently learned while I was watching like other artists' YouTube videos, as one does, because that's just the type of videos that I watch. But usually I have streamline on heavily because I want all my lines to be perfect, and it just, I'm so obsessive about it. What I learned was to not do that, because I really enjoy how my sketches look, and a good way to make sure that your line art looks like your sketch is to, one, sketch it again, but like without the scribbles, and two, just kind of draw the sketch again rather than tracing it, if that makes sense. So you'll see me several times just kind of maybe change it in a way that it wasn't like that before, but it works really well for the line art that I'm doing. And this is one of my favorite parts. I just love line art because I can make it look so funky. And I feel like it's a very important piece of my art process. So after I'm done with the line art, it is time for my also favorite part, the coloring. So I use the same pencil here, the same brush. I don't think I really edited the settings. I might have made it just like a little bit bigger, but I go in and I try to keep the brush not too big here because I do want that hand drawn, like you colored it in on a piece of paper and your hands are getting tired and you don't feel like coloring with colored pencils anymore because it's not even and all this other stuff. I feel like it's a rite of passage. Like, you've got to experience it like that. Just so everyone's aware, yellow is my favorite color. I'm sure you can tell. Like, obsessively my favorite color. Oh, look at how nice that color is. But when I say I really like yellow, I mean in an autistic way, because I am autistic, and yellow is like, I don't know if a color can be your special interest, but I would consider mine to be so, because I have a lot of yellow things in my house. Like, yellow is pretty much all of my decor. I have a bunch of yellow things on my desk. I have a bunch of yellow decorations in my car. I have an electric bike that's yellow. I have a non-electric bike that is also yellow. Literally, yellow needs to be everywhere in my life. It just makes me very happy and it looks good. Like, I will probably keep a piece of trash if it's yellow and it looks like cute enough for me to do so. And I think one time one of my friends actually sent me some trash in the mail, but it was their trash. It wasn't trash to me, but it was like a little cute container, like a plastic container, and it was yellow, and they were like, "Oh, this made me think of you." So I decided to keep it. Comment below if you want to see all of my yellow stuff. That would probably be like a 3-hour long video if I actually went through everything. But here, now it is time for, I believe, the shading. So I'll pick a gray color first, and then I'll go in and I'll change it to soft light, because it will be the correct color for each of the flat colors below it. And I'm not super great at shading. I just kind of eyeball it. I know you shouldn't do that, but I am learning. I am just trying to learn like actual shading and what makes sense to go where. I think my brain works better if I think about it like, instead of, oh, where's the light hitting? And then this is the part that you shade. My brain finds it much easier to go shade the entire thing. Where's the light hitting? I don't do that here, but I have done it with a couple of pieces. I think one more recently, one of my OCs that I drew, but I feel like the lighting on that is pretty good. And here is where I recolor the line art. So what I usually like to do is I'll color grab the darkest color of the thing that I am coloring on, if that makes sense. So like I'll grab the color of the shade, and then I'll adjust it slightly. Sometimes I'll do just the darkness, other times I'll do the hue, just so that it has some sort of variation. And I think it looks pretty nice. It's a very good way to soften my art, I think, because I do like darker outlines, but not on the inside. It just doesn't look right in my eyes. So I do that for everything I colored in. If it has a shadow, I eyedropper tool it and it gets recolored. And then I took away the lines on the blushes just because I didn't like the way that looked. So away you go. But look at this little cutie. That's me. I do have hair like that, by the way. It's not that long, but it will be. It does dangle. It just doesn't touch my shoulders. And it does, I do have like those little 3 bangs. There's probably 4 actually, but yeah. So now I'm alpha locking here. And it's because I like to go over, wait, what am I doing here? Oh, right. Yeah, so I'm changing the color of the gray tone outline just because I felt like it washed out the colors and it washed out like the entire piece. So I'll go through and I have some colors saved that I like to go through. But you'll see how it just looks so much better once I have the right outline color. Ta-da! Look at that. So much better. Before and after. See? Beautiful. And then this is where I was like, all right, this background color is not doing it for me. So I kind of switch between a really dark orange or a very light orange or an in-between color, but I ended up settling on this kind of yellow-y color. That's probably one of my favorite shades of yellow. And then I decided, you know what? It's missing something. And I drew some stars on my eyes. I can freehand stars. Okay. It's taken me a long time to do that confidently, and not over erase things. And then I drew another little star just for some more accents. And that's it.